Are you feeling stuck in your spiritual journey? Do you ever wonder why it seems like something is holding you back from experiencing the fullness of God's love? Well, you're not alone. Many of us face obstacles that hinder our spiritual growth, leaving us feeling disconnected and discouraged. But here's the thing. What if I told you that there are 3 common habits standing in the way of your spiritual breakthrough? These habits might be so ingrained in your daily life that you don't even realize their impact. But don't worry, we're about to dive deep into these habits, unraveling their hold on you and discovering how to break free. So, are you ready to uncover the secrets to unlocking your spiritual potential? Let's embark on this journey together and watch as your faith blossoms like never before. All right, let's dive into our first habit that might be holding us back: worry. You know, that feeling like a storm brewing in your mind, making you restless and anxious about what tomorrow might bring. Yeah, that's worry, but here's the thing. Worrying doesn't change anything. It's like sitting in a rocking chair. You're moving, but you're not going anywhere. Jesus himself told us not to worry. He said, "Can any one of you by worrying add a single hour to your life?" Think about it. Worrying doesn't make our problems disappear. It only makes them seem bigger and scarier than they really are. So, how do we break free from this habit of worry? Well, it starts with trust. Trusting that God is in control, even when things feel out of control. He knows what we need even before we ask Him. Instead of letting worry consume us, let's take our worries to God in prayer. Let's pour out sharing our fears and anxieties, knowing that He cares deeply for us. And here's the beautiful part. When we give our worries to God, He gives us peace in return. Not just any peace, but a peace that surpasses all understanding. It's like a warm blanket wrapping around our hearts, calming our fears and soothing our souls. So, the next time you feel the weight of worry dragging you down, remember this: God's got you. He's with you in the midst of your fears and uncertainties, guiding you, comforting you, and giving you the strength to face whatever comes your way. So let's let go of worry and trust in God's promises. Let's embrace each day with faith and confidence, knowing that our Heavenly Father is watching over us with love and care. Because when we stop worrying and start trusting, that's when we truly experience the freedom and peace that comes from a life surrendered to God. Now, let's talk about the second habit that can hinder our spiritual growth: distraction. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get pulled in a million different directions, isn't it? Between our phones, buzzing with notifications, the TV blaring in the background, and social media constantly vying for our attention, it's no wonder we struggle to stay focused on what truly matters. It's like trying to have a deep conversation with a friend in the middle of a crowded, noisy room. The distractions make it hard to hear each other and even harder to connect on a deeper level. But here's the thing: our spiritual growth thrives in moments of stillness and silence. It's in those quiet moments, away from the noise and distractions of the world, that we can hear God's voice speaking to our hearts. God calls us to be still and know that I am God. He invites us to pause, to breathe, and to simply be in His presence. So, how do we break free from the grip of distraction? Well, it starts by creating space for silence in our daily lives. It means intentionally carving out time to disconnect from the noise and reconnect with God. Maybe it's setting aside a few minutes each morning to pray and read the Bible before diving into the chaos of the day. Or maybe it's taking a walk outside and marveling at the beauty of God's creation. letting the sights and sounds of nature quiet our restless hearts. Whatever it looks like for you, the key is to be intentional about seeking moments of stillness in the midst of the busyness. Because it's in those moments that we can experience the peace and presence of God in a profound way. So let's unplug from the distractions that clamor for our attention and plug into the source of true peace and joy, our loving Heavenly Father. Because when we make space for silence, we create space for God to work in our lives, transforming us from the inside out and leading us closer to Him. Now, let's shine a light on a third habit that can hinder our spiritual growth: negativity. You know, those moments when it feels like a dark cloud is hanging over our heads, casting a shadow on everything around us? Yeah, that's negativity. Whether it's complaining about our circumstances, criticizing ourselves or others, or constantly comparing ourselves to others, negativity has a way of poisoning our hearts and minds, robbing us of the joy and peace that God desires for us. But here's the truth. God calls us to dwell on whatever is true, noble, right, pure, lovely, and admirable. He invites us to focus on the good things in life, rather than getting caught up in negativity and pessimism. So, how do we break free from the trap of negativity? Well, it starts with a shift in perspective. Instead of seeing the glass as half empty, let's choose to see it as half full. Instead of dwelling on what's going wrong, let's focus on what's going right. It's about cultivating an attitude even in the midst of life's storms. It's about choosing to see the blessings that surround us every day, whether it's a beautiful sunrise, a kind word from a friend, or a roof over our heads. And here's the amazing part: when we shift our focus from negativity to gratitude, it's like flipping a switch in our hearts. Suddenly, we begin to see God's goodness and faithfulness in ways we never noticed before. So let's make a conscious effort to replace negative thoughts with positive ones. Let's speak words of encouragement and kindness, lifting others up instead of tearing them down. And let's remember that we're all works in progress. None of us are perfect, but God's grace covers our imperfections and empowers us to become more like Him every day. So let's choose positivity over negativity, gratitude over complaining, and love over criticism. Because when we do, we create space for God's light to shine brightly in our lives, illuminating the path ahead and guiding us closer to Him. As we wrap up our exploration of these habits that may be hindering our spiritual growth, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. We've talked about the weight of worry and the importance of trusting God with our fears and anxieties. We've discussed the need to unplug from the distractions of the world and make space for stillness and silence in our lives. And we've examined the power of positivity and gratitude in shaping our attitudes and perspectives. But here's the thing: breaking free from these habits isn't always easy. It takes time, effort, and lots of prayer. It's a journey, a process of growth and transformation that unfolds one step at a time. But the good news is, we're not alone on this journey. God is with us every step of the way, cheering us on, guiding us, and empowering us to become the best versions of ourselves. So let's lean on Him, trust in His promises, and watch as our spiritual growth flourishes like never before. And let's remember that it's okay to stumble along the way. None of us are perfect, but God's grace covers our imperfections and gives us the strength to keep pressing forward. So whether you're wrestling with worry, battling distractions, or struggling with negativity, know that God is right there with you, ready to help you overcome and grow stronger in your faith. Thanks for joining us on this journey of discovery. and transformation. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos to inspire and encourage you in your faith journey. Until next time, may you experience the fullness of God's love and grace in your life. Take care